everyone. I'm Alyssa Brazino, the producer of Cockpit Council. Welcome to Tim's Take, where Tim talks about current events and answers questions from you guys, the audience. Let's dive right in. How to master work-life balance. What are some different approaches that you've seen work for other people or for yourself?
For me personally, there's like a mental dividing line. It's rare that I'm like, oh my gosh, I just need to completely disconnect from work for like a longer period of time. I actually really enjoy what I do, and I have for a long time. And so like it's the work-life balance really comes into like recognizing when maybe mentally you're starting to get more fatigued, taking a break and having that mental divide where it's like, all right, my mind needs to rest. And, and sometimes even folks physically, like I've been in deals and in situations where you are working, those seemingly impossibly long hours where you're only getting 4 hours of sleep a night. And it's a little maybe different since COVID when like the in-office thing wasn't it, but it was like, I remember leaving offices at 1:30 in the morning and being back in at 6 in the morning. So you can get that like physical side. And I know anybody who is an associate at a major law firm it may even still be the case now, but pre-COVID, they had showers, locker rooms, beds, and cots set up. So like if you're working a deal and you're coming up on deadlines, you're just like, all right, like maybe I'm not leaving the office for 3 or 4 days. That's like some reality. So there is like some physicality around the work-life balance that I think is important. But, I think largely where people get hung up is the ability to make a mental shift. And we saw it when people went full remote during COVID. You didn't have that, like that commute home to be like, okay, work is done right now, or at least for the time being. Maybe I'm logging on later to do some stuff. But if you don't have that like actual mental separation, it's really, really hard to balance your life.
Right.
The other thing that I would say is that it's important to set boundaries. Like if you do have some family commitments, like, I know folks with children or, other responsibilities, like it is what it is. You say, I have this time where I simply cannot be available. And if you communicate that effectively, most people are willing to respect that. The other thing is that if people don't respect that, that's okay. That's okay. Just like, well, I'm going to be gone. Okay. Like if you still want to have that meeting, still have that meeting. Like life goes on without you, and that's okay. Like you'll figure it out. You can catch up, right? Like, but sometimes the business just has to move forward, and that's it. So, but yeah, being firm about that and not sort of caving to that pressure, I think is really important.
That's a good point. And how do you encourage that on your team?
Oh, I tell them they're not allowed to take any time off ever. Now, they think about it the same way that I do, where, and I encourage them, like, they're obviously like, oh yeah, if we need to do that, like this is a better day. It's like, no, like, I get it. You have something going on with your kids. Like, just don't be, and I'll just tell them, be like, it's okay. Go enjoy the time. We'll fill you in. And, that's that if we have to move forward at that exact time. You think about it just in the context, even, whether it's work or it's another meeting, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe you're double booked. Okay. Like, are you really going to have that much heartburn about choosing which meeting to go to?
Right.
Probably not. But all of a sudden, when it's like a commitment that you made maybe at your kid's school or a commitment that you made to your, to go visit your parents or something like that, now all of a sudden it's a challenging decision. And I don't think it really should be, because either way, you're missing that meeting or you're missing that time. And you're just going to have to like figure it out after the fact. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Right. Or prepare ahead of time for it. So I tell the team like very directly, I'm like, vacation is vacation. That's fine. Just ask that you communicate effectively before, that any issues are to go to somebody else.
Yeah.
And communicate to that somebody else that there may be more issues coming in. And it's okay. I mean, everybody takes vacations. Everybody needs time off. And, as like maybe in like a worse scenario, like I've had people get sick, right? Like sick, like in the hospital sick. I've had people, have injuries where it's just like it can't be there and life has to go on.
Yeah.
So like whether you're choosing not to be there or you physically can't be there really doesn't make that much of a difference to me. Like just go take the time that you need to take so that when you're here, you're contributing at your best, right? That's another thing I push with the team a lot is like after 13 hours, 14 hours of like, eyes on contracts or, trying to draft whatever it is that you're trying to draft, like we're not getting the best out of you.
Right.
Right. That's when mistakes happen. You're better off just going and taking some time and getting to a better mental space, better physical space and coming back at it. That being said, I have very little tolerance for people who set a deadline, don't manage well to it, and then are panicking to meet that deadline. Like if you're pulling an all-nighter for a project that should take you 2 days and you set a week-long deadline, that's on you.
Yeah.
Then you know what? Pull an all-nighter and get it done, and it better be good. Right? Because that was your failure to manage your time. That wasn't a work-life balance issue. Right? So there's a little bit of push and pull there. And, everybody's made that procrastination mistake before. Certainly almost every lawyer has made it at least once in law school, if not every single semester in law school. So that's kind of how I think about it with the team.
Nice. That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Tim's Take. And if you have any questions, feel free to send them on over to cockpitcounsel@linksquares.com.